Do you know that you carry a part of the solution to the deadliest war in the world in your pocket?
In sub-Saharan Africa, there is war that feeds off a global demand for consumer electronics. The place is the DRC, the Democratic Republic of the Congo. The region is ground zero for conflict minerals. They are the motivation behind unspeakable atrocities by armed groups that use profits from mining to finance their so-called revolution.
Many competing armed groups are controlling the mineral wealth, they're controlling the transit of the minerals with the use of mass-scale atrocities.
Conflict minerals are so valuable because they are essential to making any electronic product work, from video game consoles to computers to mobile phones.
There are these 4 minerals. Tungsten's in your screens and your vibration. Tantalum helps you send text messages. Tin is a solder on every circuit board, and gold is a little connecting piece.
The suffering linked to conflict minerals can be hard to look at. The death toll in Central Africa now makes it the world's bloodiest conflict since World War II. An easy answer is to stop sourcing these conflict minerals from the region. But is there something more we can all do to change conditions for the local people?
Gold is used to coat the wiring, and it's the highest value metal inside every cell phone and laptop. That's why we call them conflict minerals. So here's how minerals in the Congo get from the mine to your mobile phone. So basically, the armed groups in eastern Congo act like a mafia. The mines themselves are controlled and taxed by these armed groups, by these militias. And then the smuggling routes, as they're smuggled across the borders to neighboring countries, particularly Uganda and Rwanda, those smuggling points are all controlled by these armed groups. All these places, they're making huge amounts of money by taxing and stealing the resources and smuggling them out of the country illegally. And the tool of choice, the human rights violation of choice of the militias and armed groups in the Congo is rape, in order to intimidate populations and punish populations for supporting other groups.
If you examine the elements used in electronics, you will notice that tantalum is almost always present. Tantalum's unique properties make it perfect for manufacturing capacitors used in electronics. It is estimated that the average mobile phone contains 40 milligrams of tantalum. This is a small amount, but it adds up quickly, especially when there are more than 5 billion active mobile phone connections worldwide. And it doesn't stop at phones. Tantalum is used in DVD players, video game systems, and computers. Tantalum comes in the natural form of columbite tantalite, known as COLTAN, and 80% of the world's supply comes from the Democratic Republic of Congo. The situation in the Congo is chaotic, and there is a lack of stability. Government forces and several different rebel groups are fighting for control of the mines. The country is in civil war, a war that has claimed over 5.4 million lives, making it the bloodiest conflict since World War II. Where the government's control is non-existent, the local people are intimidated, sexually abused, and forced to work in the mines. The minerals they dig up are then illegally sold, and the proceeds finance the war. Major electronics companies need to step up and become part of the solution, not the problem. They need to start investing in conflict-free mines to ensure that rebels will no longer be a part of their supply chain. As a consumer, you have the power to take action. By uniting, we can create a demand for conflict-free electronics.
CEO of Intel talking about the ways in which our advocacy for conflict-free minerals and the tech industry work together to try and address the conflict in Eastern Congo, very much aligning with the theme of the Social Good Summit and how technology, if we manage it responsibly, has the ability to cause greater social change than harm. I first learned about the issue of conflict minerals in around 8th grade. I felt there was a moral imperative to act, because when you look back on the complex history and present reality in Congo right now, it's very much linked to us. We have this initiative called the Conflict-Free Campus Initiative. It's a campaign from the Enough Project, which works directly with students across over 150 campuses and strategizes with them to both raise awareness on their campuses and come up with policy proposals to approach their administrations to change their investment policies.
But there's another price being paid for gold that you probably haven't heard about. Gold and other minerals are funding the deadliest war since World War II. More than 5 million people have died in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Years ago, the jewelry industry banned the trafficking in so-called blood diamonds, but the same hasn't happened with gold. And in the heart of Central Africa, we found a campaign of rape and murder being funded largely by gold that's exported to the world. This is a gold mine in eastern Congo, dug from the side of a mountain by the bare hands and stooped backs of 100 men. They've lifted tons of dirt one pan at a time, building terraces as they descend. The hunger for gold drives men into the earth so that other men
It also happens to be home to a nondescript black rock known as coltan, a vital ingredient in the production of nearly every cell phone and computer on the planet. Without coltan, our technology-driven lives would come to a screeching halt. And Congo has 80% of the world's supply. Congo also has cassiterite, gold, and a slew of other minerals that make the world go round. And you'd think that having so much of this stuff would be good for Congo, but the reality is far from the case. There's a reason they're called conflict minerals. Since the mid-1990s, armed groups have used these minerals to fund a series of fantastically complicated and horrifically violent wars.
We have to kill them. We have to kill them.
And as the tech boom drove up the price of these minerals, violence skyrocketed. Slaves to technology that we are, we had to see for ourselves where these minerals were coming from and what these rebels were fighting for.